New customer records. From the navigation bar, select Customers, then from the main toolbar, click New. The customer record opens with several options displayed in the left-hand panel. Let's start with the Details tab. This tab has sections to enter the customer's account details, registered address, and contact information. The Direct Debit Manager section enables Sage 50 accounts to integrate with GoCardless to take payment from your customers using direct debit. Customer records can be quickly created by entering data in only the A/C box. Care should be taken when creating account references, as these can't be changed afterwards. To do this, simply enter up to 8 alphanumeric characters in the A/C box. Using a combination of letters and numbers offers more options than using letters alone. For example, if you have several customers with the name Smith, you could use account references Smith 001, Smith 002, Smith 003, etc. Once you've entered a unique account reference, click out of the box. A new account label appears here. To save the record, click Save. Let's create another customer record, this time with more information. Enter a unique customer account reference here. Then enter the name of the customer/company here. You can enter up to 60 alphanumeric characters. Manually enter a company registration number if required. Alternatively, click here to search for the company details in Companies House. Once you've found the correct company, select it, then click Confirm Company. The company name, registration number, and registered address will be updated on the record. Any additional addresses for your customer, for example, a delivery address, can be entered by clicking Addresses and Contacts. If the customer is registered for VAT, EORI, manually enter these numbers in the relevant boxes. Manually enter any contact information you hold for the customer in the Contact Information, Social Media, and Email Settings and Addresses sections. If you plan to communicate with the customer by email, select this checkbox. Let's move on to the Defaults tab. This tab has sections to assign custom fields, pricing and discounting, and miscellaneous defaults. Some of these sections already contain data. This data has been pulled through from Settings, Customer Defaults to save you adding this manually. The data can be changed if required. The Custom Fields section offers 6 analysis fields to help identify customer types for reporting and analysis. The fields are labeled Analysis 1 to 6 by default. To help you use these fields more effectively, the labels can be changed by clicking Settings, Configuration Editor, Custom Fields. The Pricing and Discounting section enables you to specify a discount percentage to apply to any items sold to the customer. If you have Sage 50 Accounts Professional, you'll also be able to add the customer to a price list and assign additional discounts, for example, by volume bought or invoice value. The Miscellaneous Defaults section allows you to enter default values on a customer record, which are picked up automatically as you process transactions, saving you time when entering information. For example, select the default nominal code and tax code you'd like to use when creating batch invoices for the customer. If you'd also like to use these same defaults when creating invoices from the Invoices and Credits modules, select these checkboxes. The currency field will be read-only unless you are using the Foreign Trader module, which enables customer records to be created with a different currency. To assign a customer record to a specific department, click the drop-down and select the department required. To manage departments, from the navigation bar, select Departments. A reporting password can be added to the record as a security measure when emailing documents to the customer as a PDF. This can be up to 30 alphanumeric characters. If you're trading internationally, the Incoterms you've agreed with your customer can be recorded by clicking the drop-down and selecting the nature of the terms agreed. Moving on to the Credit Control tab. Here, you can record credit control information to help you manage the customer accounts, such as terms, restrictions, and credit review notes. The Terms section may already contain data. This data has been pulled through from Settings, Configuration, Terms To save you adding this manually, the data can be changed if required. Enter your customer's credit limit here. If you offer a discount for early payment of invoices, you can specify both the number of days and the discount percentage offered here. Enter the number of days after which an invoice is classed as overdue in the payment due box. To specify when the payment becomes due and calculate the due date on an invoice, select from the options in the drop-down. For example, is the invoice due for payment within 30 days after the invoice date or 30 days after the first of the following month? Average time to pay. The average time taken to pay invoices is calculated from any invoice dates and receipt dates. This can be manually amended if required. Trading terms text. Enter any trading terms agreed with your customer here. You have up to 30 alphanumeric characters, and this text can be printed on invoices if required. Credit reference. Enter the customer's credit reference if required. You can use this information to check the customer's credit status. From the drop-down list, select the customer's credit bureau if required. Bureau details can be managed from Settings, Internet Resources, Credit Info. Priority customer. To treat this customer as a priority when chasing debt, select this checkbox. Credit position. To change a customer's credit status, from the drop-down list, select the required status. Account status. To change a customer's account status, from the drop-down list, select the required status. For example, you may use this feature to put a customer account on hold. DUNS number. If your customer has a 9-digit DUNS number, it can be manually entered here. The options available to the restrictions section are as follows. Can charge credit. To apply late payment charges to a customer record, select this checkbox. Restrict mailing. To exclude a customer from credit control mailings, select this checkbox. Terms agreed. If you've agreed credit terms with a customer, select this checkbox. If you don't select this checkbox when you create the customer record, a message appears each time you access the account stating that terms have not been agreed with this account. Account on hold. The account on hold box is populated depending upon the account status selected and is therefore not available to select. You can record details of any credit review completed for the customer in the credit review section. A/C opened by default. This will show the date the customer record was created in Sage 50 accounts, but this can be changed if it's different to the date you started trading with the customer. Last credit review. Select the date you last reviewed the customer's credit details. Next credit review. Select the date of the next proposed credit review. Application date. Select the date the customer applied for credit. And then date received is the date you received the credit application. Any further details can be entered in the free text memo box. Finally, let's look at the Bank tab. In here, you can enter the customer bank details and payment details, meaning all information is to hand if you need to process a refund. Most of the information is for reference only and is not used automatically when processing transactions. Manually enter the customer's bank name and address here, and their bank account details, such as account name, sort code, and account number here. Enter any further bank information you hold for the customer in the Payment Details section. You can specify how your customer pays you by clicking on the Payment Method drop-down and selecting the required payment method. You can enter up to an additional 5 user-defined payment methods. By default, these are listed as user-defined 1 to 5 in the list. To customize these payment methods, click the ellipse to the right of the box and amend the labels accordingly. If they are to be treated as online receipts, select this checkbox. Click OK once you're done. The new label will appear in the list. If you deal with the customer electronically, select this checkbox. The Direct Debit Manager section will only be populated if the customer is linked to Go Cardless to collect direct debit payments from them manually. Once you're happy with the data entered in the customer record, to save the details, click Save. The customer record will clear allowing you to continue creating more customer records as needed. To return to the Customers module, click Close. You have now learned how to add customer records using the new option.